Hello everyone, today's video we're going to be taking a look at ReEntry VR in VR. We're sitting here right now at the Mercury capsule and I'm feeling a little claustrophobic, I'm not going to lie. Usually in games like this, the only thing that can make me claustrophobic is Minecraft, because when you're walking through those 1x1 tunnels or 1x2 tunnels, it gets a little tiny. So here we are. As you can see, everything looks pretty darn good here. I'm going to go ahead and press this button up top because we do want to make sure we know that the spacecraft, I should say, is ready for launch. Go ahead and snap that to the correct position. You can see I have all my different buttons down here. I'm going to press OK. Again, everything's ready to go in case something bad happens. 5-minute checks. You can see I can go ahead and recenter my view here, which, of course, if you do it wrong, you do one of those. We have a button that goes ahead and pulls out a little tiny checklist. You're going to be doing one of these things quite a bit to see it. I'm going to try to keep my head nice and steady. Go to checklists. I'm going to go ahead into final checks. We're going to go ahead and run this checklist. Make sure everything's okay. Everything looks good. Do not press the 0 button. There we go. Make sure that's released and ready to go. DC knob is going to be set to the 1 position. Looks pretty good. Inverter temp, it's all been set correctly. Suit temp, we're transmitting on UHF at the moment. Take a look right here. We are transmitting on UHF. We're going to verify the squib set to arm. We're going to set the auto jettison. It's going to be set to the arm position. And again, we're just running through, making sure that looks pretty good. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is that when you're doing these checklists like this, that's basically all you're going to get. You know, you're not going to get anything kind of fancy here. Let me test the theory real fast. All right, so we do have that. We do have that. Again, we can go through all those different pieces real quick. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Whoop! If I don't do that 20 times, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Go ahead and park that there. It's just going to look pretty good. Go ahead and check this. Everything looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and request internal power, which I think we already have. Now, one thing that's cool is you can actually reach over here and click the switches by hand. You know, you can do something like that with your hand, which is cool until you get to Gemini. Because once you get up to Gemini, of course, everything's like, and you can't reach. You know, you're doing one of these things with your fingers trying to get the lucky switch there. But I'm just going through my last couple pieces here. Everything is looking really, really good. Go ahead and grab that and put this down here. Notice how it kind of just floats. And go put it right there. You stay. All right, everything is ready to rock here. Performance-wise, it's good. It's not perfect. I do have a pretty darn good computer here. There's the VAB. Pretty easy to see. It's a very nice day in Florida today, I got to admit. Oh, my neck. Of course, in the real world, you'd never be able to get that close. You're basically stuck on my view here. All right, go ahead and take a look at my different clocks here. 13 minutes. That's pretty good. 4 minutes on that one. Again, this is a very short flight. Everything looks pretty good there. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That's the one I was looking for. And this one, of course, turns my laser on and off. Okay, we are ready to rock. Let's go ahead and accelerate time a little bit here. Oh, boy, this is going to be a heck of a ride. Okay, everybody hold on to something here. Get my hand on the abort button, which is right down here in case I need to abort. Of course, my boarding technique is probably going to snap my neck off. Everything's good. Gyro set. Fly-by-wire mode. This should be a mostly automated mission. I really shouldn't have to do much here. But you never know, especially during re-entry with these early missions. Now, one of the cool things is if I twist my head around, you can actually see all the circuit breakers that actually fire up that part of the rocket. And you can see I've got a couple shelves back here for different kinds of experiments and stuff like that, which I think is it's just kind of cool, not going to lie. All right, we got about 5 minutes to go. We'll speed up time a little bit. I have set everything up. Everything's armed that needs to be armed. I have a feeling this thing's going to get a little bumpy in a minute. All right, looking good. Less than a minute. Get those last couple missions there. I think they're calling us up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last set of missions. 5 minutes. I already did that part. 1 minute. Launch control is all set. Yeah, I did everything already. I've flown this thing a couple times. It's not so bad. All right, looks like we have about 25 seconds to go there. All right, 15. Imagine if you were like, John Glenn or something like that, just kind of sitting here, just trying to do the... Oh boy, that would give anybody who's not good at VR a little bit of a jumble. This is I'm not shaking my head. I'm actually holding it perfectly still. Up we go. Oh boy. I'm not moving my head. I'm literally not shaking my head. That's just how much it's bouncing around here. Now, unfortunately, in this game, again, this is the beginning of 2021 here is where I'm sitting right now. They do not have this capability in the Apollo capsule, which is actually kind of annoying because it's kind of fun to do like a 3D lunar lander. I can see very clearly that we're initiating our pitch program. I'm actually watching this little needle right here start to kind of drift downwards. You can actually look out the window and watch the clouds kind of do one of these things. Yeah, you can actually see my hand now. That's kind of nice. All right. I should probably sit back and enjoy the flight here, but this thing's a little tiny, not gonna lie. Well, my feet sit flat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my feet would not be sitting flat. My feet would be up against the front down there. So I'm like, oh, especially with this acceleration. Speaking of acceleration, it's kind of difficult to see. It looks like we're hovering right around 2 Gs here, which is pretty comfortable given that this is basically a medium-range ballistic missile I'm riding on here. This is a Redstone mission. Oh, watch this. I love that. Someday in the real world, I hope to be able to see that in person. I don't think that'll ever happen, but you never know. Indeed. Adjust my hands for a second here and kind of look around, make sure everything looks okay. I'm going to just check something real fast on the regular screen for a second here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so they're still working on the checklist side of things because there's actually, you can't see this, but up here in the corner, that checklist is there. I can't actually see that checklist when I do this in VR. I'm actually relying on just kind of what I'm seeing here. All right, let's go ahead and move that mouse out of the way real quick. Oh, you know what that sound means? Hey, look at this. We're an open cockpit spaceship. I'm going to stick my head back inside here. I'm supposed to be sticking my head out. I'm sure NASA does not approve. Ooh. This should be automatic. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab my checklist. Remember, the checklists here are not automatic. Unfortunately, you do see a little display in the top corner. I do not. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down here. Launch and ascent. Everything looks fine to me. Second engine cutoff. Separation cap should be green. Confirmed. All right, let's go to the orbit checklist. We're going to go ahead and make sure the emergency. I'm not going to touch any of the fuses. Auto off. Retro delay switch is set to normal. I'm just going to confirm that real quickly. Looks good. Let's see. Retro manual fuse is set to the off position. I'm not going to do that. I'm not worried about it. All right, see here. DC bolts, all instruments checked. So we're actually pretty good. One thing I will have to do is flip us to, oh my god. You can actually see the launch pad. I'm going to put that down. Woo! Here's a fun thing to do. You go stay over there. Now, the cool thing is you can actually see where we took off from. I'm pointing at it right there. Again, it's going to look different for you on your screen than it's going to look on my screen, but I can actually see where we took off from, which I think is absolutely wild. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we have any messages. Looks good. Pitch maneuvering of 1 minute. ACS. There goes the tower. That's me. Caps up. All right, we're supposed to be testing some controls here. All right, let's do it. We're going to go fly over to fly. Get out of my way. Nobody likes you. All right, turn on my little finger. We'll flip it to fly-by-wire. We're going to do rake man mode. Pop out the manual handle. Let's see here. You can see the little booster there. That looks pretty good. All right, so the system feels like it works okay. Roger. All right, we're going to set everything back to automatic here. All right, that should reset itself. Let's see, what else would you like us to do? All right, we're going to confirm that we're ready for retro reentry. All right, I'm going to do this from memory, which is never safe. That's set correctly. That's set correctly. That looks good. That's good. We want to make sure those are armed. Those switches are set. Normally, what you want to do is you want to cool the thing off before you do it. What I do want to check, though, is our retro position. Retro attitude is set. That's going to deafen me. Oh, man, I'm just glad I practiced with this thing before I actually tried this out in VR, because this is definitely different. Hey, Florida, I'll be right back. Don't worry. And remember, after you're done with the retro, we're just going to flip it over to reentry mode. Uh-oh. I really don't like the fact I'm that... Oh, excuse me. Whoosh. That wasn't safe. I guess we're just going to go straight back down. It seems, it seems legit. Nothing like flying a spacecraft for memory. That can't be safe. Oh, boy. Hey, Florida. Hey, you can almost see Disney World from here. Yes, I know. It'll be a few years. All right, we're getting into our re-entry attitude. This is a little uncomfortable. Just a moment, you're going to hear ka-gunk as the entire thing jettisons. I made sure that it's all set and ready to go. If it does not in a moment, I'll go ahead and flip it myself. All right, everything's looking good. Oh, my neck. Jeez, it sucks being an astronaut. It's back there somewhere. Okay, let's make sure we're set to re-entry. That's set correctly. This will close itself in about 2 seconds here. And everything looks good. Confirm there's no acceleration. Let's go ahead and get my checklist just in case. All right, retro warn checked, sequence checked, attitude checked, cross-check attitude indicator periscope window checked, retrofire telelight is checked, confirm. All right, let's go do re-entry. Auto jet retro switch is arm. We've got that set. Retro jettison fuse is on. I never shut it off. Emergency is on. Never shut it off. Telelight goes after retrofire. Oh, that light. Well, yeah, it did. Good. Attitude select re-entry. Good. We're going to check correct attitude. I don't know. I'm kind of pissed. All right, good. Let's see here. Monitor attitude indicator until 0.5 Gs. We have no Gs yet, so I'm not worried about it yet. And once that light turns green, it's this one right here. I'm going to uncover it real quick, just in case I have to pop it by hand. It's going to go ahead and light up, and then we just sort of sit here and watch this thing spin in a big old circle. All right, good enough. Let go. Hey, you stay over here. Okay. All right, look around real quick. I love how my feet are on the bottom of the capsule, like thunk thunk. You'd be sitting here hearing little clanks and crinks of the metal just kind of bending all around you. All right, 0.5 Gs. Accelerate time just a teeny tiny bit here. We put quite a bit of energy into this thing. We got to kind of lose all of it. This is kind of scary. Okay, 0.5 Gs. So this little screen here, this is actually a little periscope. It's right up there. And what it does is this little cap that closes on that's going to slam shut to prevent that thing from basically snapping off when we re-enter. All right, checking everything one last time, making sure it looks good. Looks good to me. Checking again. Your screen is going to be a little different than mine. I'm going to go take a peek at that real quick. Oh. I think we're falling a little sideways here, but that's okay. Well, that was a little nerve-wracking, not going to lie. Hey, we did it. Re-entry complete. So let's see here. We are currently at 65,000 feet. I imagine if my astronaut had ears that I could pop, they'd be popping uncontrollably right now. Look out the window. Everything looks good. Can't see anything. Take a look at my little inertial system. Looks like we're not too far from the Bahamas, which, after a flight like this, I could use a vacation. All right, pitch should be coming pretty close to 0. I can see the instruments going all over the place. Remember, the pitch control in these days was actually controlled by our special radiation sensor that obviously it's just not going to see much. All right, pretty smooth. We're just going to confirm to make sure all of our parachutes fire when they're supposed to. Got my window here. You're actually going to watch the cabin pressure start coming up in about half a second here. Excuse me for a second. Oh, there's the ocean. Okay, I knew it was back there somewhere. All right, we didn't use any oxygen in this mission. My ears. I wasn't sure what I just caught out of the corner of my eyes there. All right, so you can see our drogue parachute is right there. That's that little guy. It's basically to try to keep us at the correct attitude to safely land this thing. And you can see it's not opening great, which means we're probably going to be coming in a little bit faster than we're supposed to. All right, we're getting a warning here. Whoa, you could feel that. And there is our big one. Man, that's satisfying. Oh no, I lost my drogue. All right, so what's our probability that we're going to have to climb out the normal hatch versus the emergency hatch, which is, you can't see it, but it's right up there, in the event that, of course, we start flipping over in the water or something nasty like that? We'll find out. We only got 10,000 feet to go. Now, I think it's fun. Folks who know me from Flight Simulator land know that, 10,000 feet is a pretty hefty height here. And here I am in this little metal tomb. Oh boy, let's hope that Navy destroyers tracked my little destination here, because otherwise it's going to be a little bumpy. Let's see here, mission time. This has been 12 minutes since we took to space. Isn't that incredible? I got about 7,500. I could just imagine how the first astronaut felt when he finally went, oh my God, oxygen. All right, cabin pressure's starting to come up, which is awesome. If we wanted to make it come up in a hurry, we've got this handy dandy little emergency fire switch, I like to call it, right there. Punk, and we'd be good to go, kind of a thing. Confirm that looks good. Looks good. Just making sure we're not too hot or too cold or anything like that. And temperature is actually pretty good today. 5,000 feet to go. No, I don't see that aircraft carrier anywhere. Oh boy, it's going to be Ernest Hemingway and his fishing boat's going to come greet us. Yeah, this has been fun. Now, the problem with Gemini, though, is you're in VR for a little while because those missions tend to be hard. And then you got the computer. But we'll play with that next time, I'm sure. Okay, almost down. Just kind of relax. We'll go ahead and end the video once we go splashing down here. It's kind of a bummer we can't do an EVA here because nice. I always forgot about that switch. There's actually another one back there, but I'm not going to go hunting for it just yet. Go ahead and grab this and put this underneath my seat. There we go. Actually, I think we have a shelf for it. There we are. All right, get that thing out of the way. All right. Now, ironically, after everything we've been through, I think the scariest part is actually hitting the water. Because if something's not sealed properly, we're going to drown. Because I'm not getting out of this anytime soon. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that with my astronaut's head. He'd pretty much be glued here this entire time and barely even be able to go like this to try to reach some of those switches. Stand by for a kush sploosh. And here comes the kush sploosh. Can't quite get that switch. There we go. All right, we did it. We're here. Oh no, we're sinking. No, you don't. Okay, we're good. Sweet. All right, hopefully you guys liked this video. Again, this is a neat little opportunity to try this out in VR. Some folks were asking about this in VR, so I figured it might be kind of a fun little exercise. Enjoy.